Welcome to my homepage for math and chemistry. Today we're going to talk about basic math and multiplication. We're going to talk about a new method for multiplication. And this video will cover addition, subtraction, and multiplication. In a previous video, I explained thoroughly the addition, subtraction. Today we're going to talk about multiplication. So what is the definition of multiplication? Multiplication is repeated addition of a number. So 3 times 5, for example, is the sum of 5 plus 5 plus 5. Or you can have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. In the first case here, you have number 5 and you add them together 3 times. And on the second case here, you have number 3 added 5 times. Say that, how do we see a multiplication in geometric terms? Sides of a rectangle. We have here a rectangle. This distance here is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 4. So the total area, or the total distance or length of this rectangle side will be 7. And then we take and look at this side here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 length units, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you see that we can divide this rectangle in 4 sub-triangles. This side is 7 and this side is 11. The question is, what will the result be? So we have actually 7 times 11. That is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, that is what? Well, you see that this is the sum of these sub-rectangles areas. So this rectangle here is 5 times 3. And this rectangle here is 3 times 6. And this one here is 4 times 5. And this here is 4 times 6. So the sum will be 15 plus 18 plus 20 plus 24. Here you see you have 15 plus 18 plus 20 plus 24. What is the result of that? This gives you the answer of 77. Let us take an example now. When we calculate 7 times 11, that will be 77. Let's see if we can calculate that with another way. So you have here 7 and you have this part here 11. So 7 is equal to what we've learned earlier, 10 minus 3. 11 is 10 plus 1. So what you do is you redraw the rectangle here, and we call this one here 7, and 7 is 10 minus 3, and this 7 plus 1, sorry. Here we have 7 times 11, and if we draw 7 as 10 minus 3, and 11, we know that you can write it as 10 plus 1. The question is, what will we get right now? And what you see here is very, very important. It is very important. You have 10 plus 1, that side. And here you have 10 minus 3. So this will be 100. And here you have 10 multiplied with 1, that's 10. And here we have minus 30 plus 3 minus 3. What you see here, we have 7 equals to 10 minus 3. In a previous video, I showed that you could rewrite 7 this way. 11 is 10 plus 1. That is an extended form of 11. Then you take the product of these two sides here, and it will give rise to 3 sub-rectangles, and the answer, the product we're looking for, is the sum of these sub-rectangles areas. So you see that this first rectangle here is 10 times 10. That's 100 area units. And this one here is 1 times 10. That's 10 area units. And this one here, look now that we have plus 1 multiplied with 3. That is, it is 10 times minus 3, that's minus 30. And this one here is 1 times minus 3, that is minus 3. So what you have here is 100 minus 30 plus 10 minus 3. That is 70 plus 7. That is 77. So what is so wonderful with this? Well, that is that we went from a perfectly well-defined rectangle up here, where you have the distance here. Here you have all the length are in proportion to each other. This rectangle here is not proportional when you draw it. You have minus 3 here, for instance. Let us take a few. Here we have 89 times 98. And we're going to find the product of this multiplication. So we rewrite 89, and that is 100 minus 10. That is 90. And 90 minus 1 is 89. So what you see here is that 89 is actually just one table, and that is the number 1 table. And then you have the 10 table. So it's very easy to multiply with 89 if you write it this way. It's no questions of 80s or 9th, what numbers of the tables are you going to use. This one tells you that you have 1 times another one, and you have 10 times another one, or 100 times another one. So it's very easy. 98 is somewhat more difficult. 98 is 100 minus 2. But you see that here you have 100 minus 2. It's very easy. And then we do our generic rectangle. And the generic rectangle is a rectangle which is written in not any scales of length units here. It is just a box here. You call this side here this side here for 100 minus 10 minus 1, and then you draw a right line there, and you draw a right line between these two numbers like that, and then you have 98, that's 100 minus 2. Then you draw just one line there. So now you know that this side here is 89 and this side here is 98, and the product will be the area of this, and that is the sum of the sub-unit sub-rectangle areas. So this one here is 100 times 100, that's 1, and you have 4 zeros. It's 10,000. And this rectangle here is 10 times 100. That's minus 1,000. And this here is minus 1 times 100. So that's minus 100. And this one here is minus 2 times 100. That's minus 200. This here is minus 10 times minus 2. That's plus 20. And this one here is minus 1 times minus 2. That's plus 2. So what you have here is 10,000 minus 1,000, and then you have minus 200 minus 300. That's minus 300 plus 22. And what you see here is that you have 9,000 minus 300 plus 22. Here you have 8,700 plus 22. That gives you 8,722 as a result. Let's see whether it's true or not. The question is now, is this true or not? It is the truth. This is the right answer. Let us go further, and I want you to have a addition subtraction example. So we have an example here 3, and that is addition at the same time. You have 54 plus 62 plus 37 minus 131, 207, 87, 98, and minus 103. What would be the result? Well, the clue to solving this problem is that don't hesitate, don't be afraid, be calm and do it right. Otherwise you will just make a mistake and you ruin all effort, all gone. So we'll take 54 and I'll write that as a 50 plus 4. 62 is 100 minus 40 plus 2. 37 is 40 minus 3. You have minus 131, so it's minus 30 and minus 1. 207, that's 210 minus 3. It's 210 minus 3. 87, it's 90 minus 3, that is 100 minus 10. 98 is 100 plus 2, no, minus 2, sorry, minus, and then I have minus 100 and minus 3. Then we go here to this column here and see that we have plus 4 there and we have minus 4 there. And here you have plus 2 minus 2. Those cancels out. And what would you see here? You have minus 9, and that is minus 10 plus 1. And here you have hundreds minus 100, minus 100 plus 100, and that gives you 300. This one here, 50. Here you have 50. You have minus 10, 10. So what you have here is 50 minus 30 is 20. So what you see here, you have 300 plus 11. That is 311. Last example, 231 times 189. So you rewrite 231, that is 200 plus 30 plus 1. 189 is 200 minus 10 minus 1. So when you write it, so this is 230 and 1. Here you have the problem. So this is 200 minus 10 minus 1. 40,000. This is 6,000. 6,000. Rewrite it 6,000. And then you have 200 here. And minus 10 times 200, that's minus 2,000. And here you have minus then you have here minus 10 times minus 3, that 300. And then you have minus 10 there. And here you have minus 200, minus 30, minus 1. Here you have 6,000, 4,000. It's 44,000. And those cancels out. You have minus 300 equals to minus 300. And then you have minus 41. 43,700 minus 41. That's 43,660. Minus 1. And that equals with 43,659. That is the result. So it's 43,659. Well, that was all. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and take the opportunity you have now to what is right or wrong with this video. See you later.